And here we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by BearcatJournal.com. As always, sponsored by our good friends at Galactic Fried Chicken. Visit www.galacticfriedchicken.com to download the app for Android, iPhone, everything Galactic. Get yourself a delivery order. Get yourself some pickup. Go to Dayton. Stop at the shop. Get yourself some lunch. Get yourself some dinner. Our good friend Jeff Howell utilized the delivery recently. Said the fries held up. Like that's big news, right, Aaron?
That's one thing I was always worried about. That's why I haven't tried the fries yet.
The fries held up, so Jeff was thrilled and said the fries were great. So, as always, get yourself to Galactic either in person or online. Have them bring it to you at your home while you're watching the NCAA tournament and enjoying your day. Look, you two. You want in? Fine. Wait. Okay.
Bye. Don't be a weenie.
That's Kelsey and her friend. They have been dying for me. When are you going to be? Because we didn't do anything last night. We didn't do anything last night. When are you going to be on YouTube? When are you going live? So they literally have been waiting for this for like 36 hours.
Huh.
Kids. What was that? What are you looking at? You had a beep in there or something?
No, I think it was my phone vibrating on the desk.
Okay. Aaron's not feeling well tonight.
No, I feel like
A little stuffy.
I feel terrible.
You know what you need? You need bourbon.
I've been
Bourbon makes you feel better.
Just Sudafed and Mucinex.
Yeah, Sudafed, Mucinex, bourbon. You forgot the third part of the bourbon.
No,
forgot the important third part of the mix. Let's get a show in tonight because Aaron's not doing great. He's not feeling it. He's not in the mood. He's got a headache. He just wants to go to bed.
But I'm here for you.
Biggest news of the past couple days, last 2 days at least, Victor Locken announces with a beautiful soliloquy on Instagram. Wonderful prose. I think that would be the right word, right? Prose. It was very much a poem, if you will, that he will be a Bearcat going forward. Not that that's a total surprise. He was on my list of guys that I didn't know the answer. So if you followed along at Bearcat Journal, I had said, I know this many guys are in the fold. I know this many guys are making decisions. And he was one of the ones that was making a decision. His decision, back to Cincinnati. I think it's big news. Look, in terms of raw ability, I don't know that there's anyone on the roster with as much raw natural ability as Vic. He's big. He moves well. There are plenty of things he still needs to work on. But in terms of like, with big men, that's the thing, like, too. With big men, you never know. Some go from a year like Vic had this year, where there were flashes, right? And then a year later, everything clicks, and they're dominant, and it changes your team. Other times, it doesn't work out, and they never figure it out. But he is absolutely, in my book, worth taking the risk on, finding out long term, can this guy live up to his potential? And his potential is top of the conference type big man with, a chance to make a lot of money playing professional ball as he gets older.
Of course, I hope he can fully rehab for next year and avoid all injuries next year. That said, I was looking up his stats, though. I didn't realize that he had this type of stat line. He played in 29 games, averaged 10.9 minutes per game, shot 50 of 93 from the floor with 53.8% field goal percentage, second to only Abdul Adu, who shot he shot almost twice as many shots as Abdul Adu. So there's something to be said for that. I don't know. I mean, average 4.2 per game. Anytime he's on the floor, he's a threat around the hoop. We know that.
Right.
So I'm absolutely encouraged by it. obviously have a need for bigs next year, and to have somebody who already knows the system, whether he's on the floor or not, like if he gets injured or he's continuing to rehab or whatever the case may be, he's still going to be able to help out whoever is there because he knows the system. So it's only going to help having him return back with a CPAW on his chest.
Yeah. I mean, this team lacks somebody that you can throw the ball to and get them a bucket. If Vic figures out American basketball, and by that I mean double team, like when the double team's coming, how they're physically trying to get you off your spot. Like a lot of that stuff doesn't exist in European basketball. It's not a physical game in Europe. It is a skill game. Here, you've got to learn, like when you catch the ball down there and they know you're a threat, you're going to have guards digging down. You're going to have big-to-big doubles. You're going to have people swarming you. Can you figure out how to make the pass out of the double? Can you figure out how to make the read of when the double's coming? Like, these are all things that, as he adjusts to the American game, will get better, or at least should get better. So I just think it's a situation where with Vic, there is a ton of potential. There's a ton of upside, and you want him absolutely back, because I don't know that you're going to find anybody in the portal with his level of skill, or like his overall ceiling. Package.
With his ceiling.
That's absolutely what I mean.
Yeah.
That's what I'm getting at. Like with what he is long-term potentially available to do, you don't just go find that in the portal. And with big men, you have to develop it. The big men that are developed when they step on campus don't go to Cincinnati and generally spend 1 year in college, then go to the NBA. You have a guy that has that type of long-term potential, which is what you like. That's what you aim for when you recruit big men. So you have him, you keep him, you give this staff a full offseason with him, you give Mike Rayfelt a full offseason with him, and you see where you're at next November. Like I think it's a very good thing.
Well, I'm just excited to see what the finished product ends up looking like. I think he's a hell of a project, and I think that this staff is probably just excited to really start molding him this season after having just kind of gotten a grasp of each other this past season.
Yeah. NCAA tournament. We are starting to find out what the Sweet 16 is going to look like. In terms of bracket talk, I had a feeling this wasn't a good year for ones. I had Baylor going out early. That's why I had Kentucky going to the Final Four, because I didn't think like the number one in that bracket was strong. I think I actually had Baylor, or I had Kentucky, UCLA in the Elite Eight, which Cal Mick would have just been phenomenal.
Would have been fun.
Oh, it's been pretty fun to watch. It's been kind of a very interesting mix of like, there's only like, it's been blowouts or upsets, right? Like there hasn't been a whole lot of in between. What are your takes on how things have transpired through the first 2 and 3/4 days? Now, I guess we're into that final segment tonight.
Well, so far, all 4 of my Final Four are still alive.
Nice. Well done.
I only have 3 of my Elite 8 out at this point. But of course, there's a whole extra frame to play tomorrow.
Sure.
So we'll see.
Sure.
But yeah, not terrible thus far. I think I've hit on, I don't know, whatever.
Here's what I appreciate. Outside of Baylor UNC today, the boring games have been when I've been busy, and the exciting games have been when I've been free.
Can we talk about today, by the way? Why did they have one game at a time during the early? That's terrible.
Always.
And then they're stacking 4 games at the same time when I'm not trying to switch between 4 games when one of these games is awful.
On Saturdays, the trends showed, it used to not be this way, When they introduced the cable networks into it, it changed because the viewing audience is out doing things on Saturday, whatever family things there might be. By the way, do you do Eastgate much?
Not a ton, no.
Have you ever had the Omelet House?
No.
Oh, Aaron. So we did a family little Jungle Gyms today, a small Jungle Gyms, not a $400 Jungle Gyms.
That's because you went to the wrong Jungle Gyms.
I'm not driving to Fairfield from my house.
It's just a better Jungle Gyms.
Okay, but it's also an hour and 20 minutes away from my house. So Eastgate, you go 275.
I know.
Northern Kentucky, across the river, you're there.
Mm-hmm.
Omelet House was awesome. Like, that place is really good. I got a breakfast bowl, and it had biscuit, gravy, maybe the best hash browns I've ever had at the Omelet House in Eastgate.
It's a bold statement.
I know. Trust me, I know. The hash browns were outstanding. And then over easy eggs with cheese and smoked sausage, sliced, like legit smoked sausage.
Yeah.
Kelly got one with Geta instead of smoked sausage. And
I like her style.
I get Geta I usually would get Geta in that instance, but I get Geta all the time. Smoked sausage isn't often an option, right?
Yeah, sure.
So I went with smoked sausage. She had taken like 5 bites and my bowl was empty. And the waitress was like, usually people say that's like a bottomless bowl that they can never get to the bottom of. And I was like, so put the Omelet House. Here's one of my favorite things. We had never been there. I had no clue like anything about it.
Yeah.
We pulled up. It's in a gas station. Like, here's the gas station, and then
gas station restaurants are usually sneaky amazing.
Do you know how good you have to be to survive,
dude?
Next to a gas station in the same building as a gas station.
In Westchester, there used to be, before they moved, there used to be a sushi joint next to a gas station, and it was bomb.
Like, especially in Eastgate, there's 500 restaurants in Eastgate. Yeah. In order to survive in a gas station, you have to be amazing. And it was really, really good. Sorry, it went off on a tangent there.
You totally did.
But
by the way, I have 27 picks correct right now.
Good job. I haven't even looked at mine. I'm like, once you lose your champion, you're not going to win because somebody's going to have the national champion, right? And I haven't even looked since night 1. I was like,
Well, I have UCLA, so I'm still sitting okay.
Ooh, you took the Bruins to win it all.
I'm the only one in the money bracket I played that took UCLA. So if they win it all, I certainly have it.
I would cry. I would be so happy for Mick and Darren and TJ and Nate and my guys that are out there. Hep. I would cry. Like, not even probably an ugly cry. Like, not even just like, there's other, you like drop a tear.
Yeah.
No, I might ugly cry. Like, I might even snort at some point.
We'll see what happens. Like I said, I'm the only one that took UCLA, so
I don't think it would go over well, but maybe if UCLA plays for a championship, we'll live stream it. It's just our reaction, like the two of us watching the game.
Like the whole game or towards the end?
We could do second half. Or
I know when you're in game mode, I'm not allowed to talk to you, so it'd be.
Well, I'm not writing about that game. There's a difference.
Awkward podcast.
There's a difference when I'm writing about a game and I have to like be detailed, as opposed to when I'm just watching a game. What do we got? I think Memphis. I think Memphis is going to beat Gonzaga.
I have Memphis beating Gonzaga.
I
also have Houston in the Elite Eight.
Houston, I think they win one more, maybe. That team just depth-wise, like getting through, navigating a 6-game tournament, I think is going to be really tough for them. I know I'm probably going to be wrong with Memphis.
Yeah, I have Arkansas beating Memphis, but I definitely have Memphis.
Yeah, well, Arkansas athletically, like Memphis doesn't scare Arkansas, right? Athletically, Memphis is a problem for Gonzaga. So we're at 13-13, just to timestamp. Brought to you by Urban Artifact. Just a timestamp where this podcast or this show is happening. 13-13. Maybe like I don't know. I want to do it like something where we watch games and just like chop it up like while games are happening. Maybe next Saturday or Sunday we'll chop up like the Elite Eight and like pick an Elite Eight game, go live on YouTube and just like watch an Elite Eight game and interact with, questions and have some fun.
Yeah, let me see what my schedule looks like and I'll let you know.
Well, I mean, I don't have to have you here. I would like to, but baseball sweep today. Big, like you talk about this team needed some momentum. They had a bad road trip last week. They lost the first game of this series last night. They get a sweep against St. Joe's today, including a blowout in game 2.
Right, 7-6 and 12-1. 12-1,
Yeah.
That's a big win.
A walk-off pass ball or a walk-off wild pitch, I think, is what they won the first game, or how they won the first game. They needed this, Aaron.
Yeah, they sit at 8-10. Conference play hasn't started yet. They do have, starting on next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Xavier series, which is at UC for one game, out at Prasco Park in Mason for game 2, and then game 3 is at Xavier before they play the Joe Nuxhall Classic, also hosting Xavier at UC. So,
yeah,
4 games against Xavier after they finish this series up tomorrow.
Big week for Xavier. They hired Sean Miller. I think it's a perfect fit. They've never been to a Final Four. They hired a coach that's notorious for cheating and also never going to a Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's a match made in heaven.
Trolls are coming out. They have all emerged from under the bridge.
Oh, yeah. Like
every one of them.
That's the funny thing is they think it's like they control me and I'm just going to like take it. No. Okay. You want to have fun. You want to troll me. That's fine. But if we're getting into the troll bag, I'm an elite troller. So, Tiger's getting feisty in there. I guess I gotta
all right
go see what kind of trouble the girls are causing. This is the second week in a row I've had 2 children.
Not jealous.
Although this one's funny. She's like she doesn't put up with my shit. She fights back. So you're allowed to be Kelsey's friend if you fight back. I don't like the ones that are like, I'm so scared of your dad. Like, no. Put the gloves up. Let's go. All right. That'll do it for tonight. We will be back tomorrow night to get you set up. Spring football resumes on Tuesday. So we're headed back in a direction of a lot more content flowing through Bearcat Journal. I'm Chad Brendel. He's Aaron Smith. We'll see you next time. It's the Galactic Fried Chicken Nightcap, brought to you by Tiger and BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!